Today is July 21st, Friday, and so far is about the weather, heat wave um, in the US and in Europe. Mm, I think they try to prove the point that global warming. Let's see, and also um, is a lot of news coming from the um, US government sending nuclear um, like nuclear ship to Asia, and then a lot of conflict still in Middle East, like they are arming up. So I want to discuss the recent riots in France is another time loop. If you remember a few years ago, there was a Yellow Vest movement. It lasted a few weeks. I think it's like a few months. Again, at that time, there was like riots for a few months. And, every few years, there must be a riot in France. So it's a time loop again. And so as the time loop progresses and timeline jumping, of course, um, finally, I think this year, like things progresses like forward, not like stuck in the time loop, like repeat the same cycle, not like of course the same cycle repeating itself, but at the same time things progresses, like let's say for example is the digital currency, and now the US government finally um, officially launch the digital currency. At the same time, next month, the BRICS will announce their digital currency replacing the US dollar. So that is even though they try to stuck in the time loop, try to keep us in a time loop and keep timeline jumping at the same time, but like things progresses. So So there is a, conflicting about they try to keep everything's repeating but not progressing, right? So it's really like conflicting their plans. And okay, that's that. And then next next Thursday, Friday is the 10th day of the 5th month. So 10th day corresponds back to Noah's at all boarding the boat, which means rapture happened at the time on the 10th day. So we have 1 week to wait, but of course, during this 1 week, things could happen. Rapture certainly could happen. I'm not saying it's only the you know Thursday and Friday. So yesterday I went to Starbucks and then waiting in line, and I was staring at bags of madeleines, the French cookies. So when I was like staring at those madeleines, I was like thinking, how come they look like a seashell? So that got me thinking that there are a few possibilities about the character Mary Magdalene in the Bible. So, first, they fabricated this character and put it in the Bible and try to frame Jesus had a relationship with her and had a daughter, so that when they introduce the Antichrist, a lot of people probably will uh, agree with them because they planted that in the Bible, right? So they will think that the Antichrist actually is not the Antichrist, is the uh, the all the bloodline from Jesus, and that's first possibility. The second possibility is there was a Mary Magdalene, but some of her life stories were fabricated by them and put in the Bible so that people they try to trick people and deceive the masses to believe that Jesus had a relationship with her, and again, that's a bloodline coming from both of them, their union. So that's the second possibility. The third possibility is there is a there was a Mary Magdalene, but her role in the Bible actually wasn't that important. She probably was one of those victims and got healed by Jesus, you know. So, but they elaborated her life and uh, fabricated her life story and to connect her to Jesus, ending up had a union and has a daughter, and now the bloodline extend to the future Antichrist, right? And also the Merovingian dynasty um, was also related to this bloodline, and they trying to say they this uh, dynasty, the Merovingian, actually is half Jesus bloodline and half Satan's bloodline. So they are claiming that right now. So they try to associate them with Jesus by fabricating stories, and so that is another possibility. Um, that how they fabricate the whole um, scenario, not only Mary Magdalene. So, okay, now if you look at the shape of the French cookie, is in a seashell shape. Again, I've been like discussing Sophia with you guys for the past few years, and Sophia, if you remember, she is a sea monster. After the fall from heaven, she turned into a mermaid slash sea dragon. So if they make the Madeline's cookies in a seashell shape, which means they try to associate her with Sophia bloodline, right? So now, if they really fabricated this character, Mary Magdalene, so technically, I think they are trying to say Mary Magdalene actually is Sophia, you know, because like if you go on Google and have a Google search and then type in Mary Magdalene Sophia, tons of articles talking about they are actually one person. So, like Sophia sometimes reference to Mary Magdalene, and Mary Magdalene reference to Sophia, you know. So, I believe Mary Magdalene. I mean, from my perspective, I think Mary Magdalene actually was a fabricated character. They planted in the Bible and tried to pave the way to the Antichrist that is coming and say he, the Antichrist, I don't know if a he or she, it could be like an inverted, you know, being, and say that being actually is from Jesus' bloodline, right? By the union of Sophia and Jesus. Okay, now why I say Sophia, um, because I don't think they will grow old, right? Those beings, so they always the same age, and she actually was the mother of the pharaohs, the the earliest pharaohs. So Osiris, Horus, both were her sons, right? So if you think about if Cain's wife actually was Sophia, or Cain's son's wife, his son, I forgot his name, the wife was Sophia, then, you know, so the bloodline of Sophia actually is the Pharaoh. And then Merovingian is also Sophia's bloodline because earlier my video, one of my videos, like I think 2-3 years ago, I've already discussed Merovingian's bloodline actually is from Sophia because the queen at the time was impregnated by a sea monster. So that's that. And so now it's clearly showing that the Antichrist is from Sophia's bloodline, definitely, and it could be Sophia with Satan, you know.